Thanks, Ross. Now, moving on with more of the questions, this one is for all three artists. Is there a song you want to re-record as your own in the future? What is it and why? Let's start with Clara.
I have to think about it, but that's definitely something I want to do. I have a lot of um old songs that I want to remix or reimagine. Um yeah, that's I'm very open to that. I'm not sure which one yet.
How about Liesl? Which song do you want to re-record as your and make your own?
Um, like Clara, there's a lot that come to mind, but I think one that does stand out, which I do have on Spotify right now, is Vincent, Starry Starry Night, and it's um, it's a song that means a lot to me. But the version I have on Spotify right now is just me and the guitar. So I would like to see what I can do to make it a little bit more emotional and sound a bit more full. So that's one song that is one of my favorites. So I think I will go with that.
Okay. And Mez, any song in particular you want to re-record?
Well, I don't really have it yet, but if it was for somebody else's song that I would want to be make it as my, I would make it. I would want it to be "Summertime" by Ella Fitzgerald because that was like the first song that I've ever performed in front of an audience. It would be really special to me. Thank you.
Great. Okay, moving on to more of the questions. This one from Enemy Asia in Singapore. Question for liesl-mae and Mesaluna. Well, liesl-mae and Mesaluna are both new to Sony. Who signed them both to OFFmute and how did they come to Sony Music's radar? I guess this is a question for the GMs or Ari.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer that for Lizzo. So Lizzo was being discovered by our A&R team, and when he presented Lizzo to us, we hear that sincerity, her as an individual and as an artist. And we've had several conversations and look at, where Lizzo will be heading to and how we're going to be working together. So that's how we found Lizzo. It was a scout via our A&R team.
Great, thank you. Now, moving on with more of the questions, this one is for Clara. Clara, what advice would you give to the pool of aspiring talents who want to leave a mark in the music industry? This is from Josh from Parsync magazine in the Philippines.
I would say I get this question a lot, so my answer is always authenticity is key. I think that a lot of people are, a lot of our listeners are really craving for, authenticity and what's real. So my advice for upcoming artists is to just stay true to yourself, stay true to your sound, and don't be afraid to explore and evolve as well.
Thanks, Clara. I guess I'll ask the next question to you again, but this is for the three of you. Where does your musical inspiration come from? Clara, yeah?
Musical inspiration, I would say just personal experiences and life. Um, I like to write about, well, songwriting has always been a very therapeutic thing for me. It's helped me just process what I feel and what I go through in life. So I guess that's really my main inspiration. It's an outlet for me. So
Great. How about you, Liesl? Where does your musical inspiration come from?
Very similar to Clara. My life, my experiences that I go through, the people that I meet, the experiences that I have. And yeah, most of my lyrics are all based on things that have happened to me. And like Clara also, I use my songwriting as an expression of my feelings. So a lot of my lyrics are inspired by myself and my own life, basically.
How about you, Messaluna? Where does the inspiration come from?
Yeah, these two ladies already represent my answer, but I'd say I envision everything through music. So everything I go through and every experiences I have, I envision it with music. I would be inspired by it to write lyrics and everything and make songs.
Thanks, Mez. I'll go back to Liesl. There's a question from Ashraf Aided, who is from Astro, Malaysia. What is your plan and what kind of music do you like, Liesl?
What kind of music I like? I'll start with that. I listen to everything, I think. I have a lot of genres that I'm into. Some of the interesting ones that stand out, I guess, would be I really like Hawaiian music. Actually, for that matter, I listen to music in many different languages because I just love music in general. So yeah, any genre is great. I love country music, pop music, some rock sometimes. And what my plan is, honestly, just to go with the flow for now. I've been writing a couple songs, getting ready for the first release and everything. So for now, that's the plan. Just to write more songs, come up with the releases, and just get ready for the future.
Okay, thanks, Liesl. All right, now a question to the off-mute representatives from Ian Dominic Laudato of MyChart PH. Perhaps one of the GMs can take this. In terms of marketing, what makes off-mute different from Sony Music? This might have been touched on earlier, but in terms of marketing, are the two different?
Okay, let me try. Maybe I'll see what the GMs can complement. I think in terms of the marketing, I think it already begins on the onset of what we, develop OFFmute as a Southeast Asia artist label. So the artist signing to this label, particularly, I think, we do have different artists within the Sony Music camp in different markets. So they could be focusing on their own market. But I think for OFFmute, on the onset going is, as what Rosalind mentioned about, the signing, the A&R process, it's go through all together Southeast Asia with the management team together, with the digital marketing together, with the A&R marketing together. So you can see, in a way, OFFmute is just one label, sit within Southeast Asia. But at the same time, artists will sign to the local market. So they will be taken care of locally because of where they are. But in terms of the marketing, I think in the beginning, we talk about the whole marketing process is all together. So that may be a little bit different from some artists that we sign to local Sony Music. Let me also explain the different roles that we're doing apart from the genre definition of OFFmute and Sony Music. So I hope I can try to answer that question. And we have a little bit of internal matrix, how to work that out. So that's why I'm also saying thank you for the regional management team to make that work for us.
Thanks, Ariel. Okay, now Raymond from megabytes.com.ph has a question. It's a two-part question. And by the way, we are down to our last two questions. I will ask another one after this. Raymond asks, he'd like to know what instruments the three ladies can play, and and he asks if it's possible for the three artists to become one girl group later on. But I guess let's find out from each and every one of them which instruments you like to play, starting with Mess.
Yeah, I'd say my strongest one is piano because I've been playing it since I was small, but I also play guitar. If we would be a girl, maybe we would make collaboration together in the future, but to embark our together, yeah. Thanks.
Okay, Clara, can you tell us what instruments you like to play?
I play mainly the acoustic guitar, but I like to play around with the piano as well and the electric guitar.
And Liesl?
Currently, I only play the acoustic guitar. I play a bit of ukulele, but that's about it.
Okay, great. Now this takes us to the last question. Um, I will ask the question of One Music PH. Chris asks, can anyone share how she got discovered by OFFmute and how they came to the conclusion to sign with OFFmute? There. Let's start with Mez. How were you discovered?
Yeah, maybe I will answer that.
Okay. Hi, Muna.
Yeah, hi, I'm Muna from Indonesia. Several months ago, I'm Mes' father's friend. So not to mention that I'm old, but I received the demo from his father at that time, and I'm keep asking, who is she? And his father at that time didn't tell me who is the singer until I met her father, and then me and also our team uh, listen to the song, very interested with her vocal because Mez has a very unique vocal, and also a very talented singer-songwriter. So, and at that time when I took these songs to the floor and discussed with my fellow GMs, and they feel like this is this is a very good song, and then we see the DNA of OFFmute is suitable for mass. Then at that time we decided that we would like to sign her, and then I bring this so-called happy news to her father, and her father said, "Yes, I will definitely sign Mess with OFFmute." So that's my answer from Indonesia. Welcome, Mess.
Thank you, Andrew. Allow me to jump in. It's always we talk about how we find artists to OFFmute. I just want to emphasize again, I really want to.
Yes, Ariel?
No, I'm good. Okay. I just really want to say, it's always talk about how we find artists to joining OFFmute. But I just want to say thank you to the artists who choose and decided to join OFFmute, because this is their trust upon our label. So I think it's really a process of, conversation, the trust we build. And, we are open. So I think one of the ways, I think once we launched it OFFmute, which is today, I think in all our OFFmute website, there will be a place that you can get in and send in your material. So like Clara answered the question, where you want to get your art, your music in, just send in your music that truly represent yourself. We are not here to make any change. We're here to, welcome all the different kinds of music joining us. So again, not just OFFmute finding our artists, it's our artists finding OFFmute. And we're happy that, they are willing to join us and put their faith on us. Thank you again, truly from my heart.
Thanks, Ariel. I guess we have we have just enough time to sneak in one last question that came in. And Ariel, you might want to take this as well. What are the programs or activities lined up to introduce the artist to the whole Southeast Asian region? This question is from Marco Polo Demo of www.cuentonitoto.com.
Yeah, I guess it's a really a big question. I guess what we're trying to do, I think to answer, I think there's a few a previous question being answered about the marketing. I think at the beginning of signing the artist, as I said, the whole planning for the artist is not just within one market. This is where OFFmute we try to achieve. In the beginning, the whole planning is day one, how we want to work on it. So I think this is really a joint effort of doing it. So in terms of the marketing planning, the schedule, everything, we'll be looking to a whole Southeast Asia, a perspective. So unlike some artists, which I mentioned about, they're really focusing on particular market. I think this is a different approach. So I don't know whether that answered the question, but yes, we look at it in the whole Southeast Asia in the beginning of it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Ariel. Yes, there's lots of programs and activities happening in the future from OFFmute. So stay tuned. Now, thank you everybody for those wonderful questions. I hope you now have a clearer picture of both OFFmute and our talented artists. Now that brings us to the end of our program today. Thank you so much for coming. And special thanks to Clara Benin, liesl-mae, and Mesaluna for trusting OFFmute, not only with your music, but also with your career. We are all very thrilled for what's to come in 2021 and beyond. Now, before we go, can we please ask everyone to stay for photos? This is the class photo. Please turn on your cameras and smile while Javi takes a screenshot of everybody.
Okay, just give me a second to set up here.
And thanks once again, everyone, for sending in those questions. There were so many and so interesting. We hope we were able to answer them for you.